Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a very beginner-friendly project. We're making simple tote bags. Let's get to it. For this tote bag, you're going to need some canvas fabric. You're also going to need 3 meters of belting and some basic essentials like scissors, blah blah blah. I cut out a pattern piece that is 18 inches by 18 inches. You can use wrapping paper or any craft paper for this. Next, lay your pattern on the canvas. You're going to cut out 2 of these. Here's a tip for you guys. I use some painted rocks to keep my canvas from sliding off my desk. They come in handy. We're gonna start by finishing the top of our bag. I'm folding the raw edge down 1/4 of an inch and then down again 1 inch. And I'm pressing and pinning that in place. You're going to do that for both pieces of your bag, making sure you try and match the amounts you're folding down as best you can. You can mark and measure it, but I'm just eyeballing it. Now take it to your sewing machine and top stitch your seam down. I'm using my red thread to make it pop, but you can use off-white if you prefer that the thread disappear. After you've completed both your pieces, you're going to take a pencil and mark 5 inches from each side of the bag. Also mark 2 inches from the top of your bag because this is where we're going to stop sewing our straps on. Now take your belting and cut it in half. I ended up taking off about 6 inches of belting, and each of my straps was around 1.4 meters long. Now pin your belting to your bag, being very careful to make sure they are 5 inches from the edge. Alright, sew up each side of your strap, staying as close to the edge as possible. Again, I'm not sewing all the way to the top, I'm actually stopping 2 inches from the top. And then to reinforce my straps, I'm sewing a 1 inch wide X at the top of the strap. Okay, now you should have a front and a back with straps attached. And now I'm going to teach you how to do a French seam. We're going to lay the wrong sides together and sew up the bottom of the bag. I know it's counterintuitive, but you'll see. Once we've sewn that up, we need to cut off as much bulk as possible without cutting through the seam. Okay, now turn your bag inside out and fold it in half with the right sides together. Pin along the bottom, and we're going to sew up the bottom again. But guys, make sure to sew a large enough seam allowance so that you're holding the raw edges from the other side. This is essentially creating clean seams on both sides of your bag. Now I'm going to do the same for the sides of my bag. Make sure to push your seams out and adjust your bag accordingly. And guys, I hate to admit it, but I had to sew up the side of my bag twice because I didn't catch the entire raw edge the first time. So just be aware of that when you're sewing up your sides. I want it to have a bit more structure, so I'm going to create a gusset. Hold your bag like this, and then create a triangle in the corner. Mark 2 inches from the corner and make a line. Pin along this line, and then we're going to sew along this line. Make sure when you're sewing, you backstitch at both ends. You want this seam to be very strong. Once you've sewn along the line, take your scissors and cut off the extra bulk. This is what your bag should look like when you turn it right side out. And there you go guys, a super simple tote bag with a little pop of color. Also make sure to check out the bonus video about how you can attach your own snap to your bag. And I'll see you guys next time. Nothing could prepare me for your style. The way your laughter seemed to go from